Okay, here we see we want to multiply it out until we obtain this result. So try multiplying this one out. You get so these cancels out and you're left with this and this. So it has to be C. So just the best way to do about this is just go backwards, multiply it out, you know? Multiply it out. Okay. Again, so 3 you want to multiply out, 4 keep multiplying out. So you try number 4. Let's try choice C, see if that works. So 9x squared minus 6x plus 4. If you do this correctly, you should end up getting that. So let's see. 8 So 27x cubed plus 8. So it has to be choice C. So keep trying them out until a lot of them look harder than they are. They'll cancel out, etc. Okay. Keep going down. Okay, for these type of problems, look again, it's trying to confuse you with the terminology, but you just want to multiply this out. And you get 981x. So now we have this. So P equals 9. Sorry, what am I talking about? This is 81 plus 1 is 82. So P equals 9, Q equals 82, and R equals 9. So only one of them has 82 for Q, so it has to be D. So just, that's all it's saying. Multiply it out and match the corresponding letters. So all those, there's a lot of those type of problems, okay? Etc. Let's keep going down. Yeah, same type of stuff. All these are repetitive, same type of stuff, same type of stuff. Okay, this is weird, but there's a trick to doing this. I don't even know, there's no answer choices, but believe it or not, like you probably looked at this and said, wow, I can't do that. He never taught us that. It's kind of embedded. You want to say let a squared equal x. So then this becomes x squared minus 18x plus 81. And now you can factor this and then substitute again, you know. So there's a little trick to doing that. I don't even know what the answer choices are, so let's do that. No answer choices, it's weird. No answer choices. Okay, excuse me. Again, work backwards here until you find the right answer. Do enough work, you should see that it's D, because you get 2 times 4x minus 3 is 8x minus 6 times 4x plus 3. This will give you that. So it is choice D. Okay. So that's that. Discard. So again, this is factoring. You should be able to do this for sure. What two numbers multiply to that and add to that? So -1 times -1 equals 1. So it's just x minus 1 times x minus 1, which is the same thing as that. So it would be that. You're just trying to factor it. You're not trying to solve it. Okay, remember we talked about there's some formula you could use, or you could if it's small enough you could just add them up. So here I'll be honest, I would just follow the pattern. It's multiplying by -4. So the next one is 64. That's the fourth one, minus 256 plus. So I think you can use a calculator on this assessment. So at this point, I would not use the formula. I'd be honest. I would just add these up, and that's okay. You know, in math, you want to use the you want to solve the problem the easiest way you can, right? Again, so you have to remember that geometric means multiplication. So you're not adding 8, you're multiplying by 3. So it would be 36 plus, you want, what is that times 3? 90 plus 108. Okay, and to be honest, I would probably just add those up, you know, without using the formula. So you get the idea. Just make sure you multiply by 3 every time. This is the fourth one, so you want to get to 7, right? And just do that. Or you could use the formula, by the way. We did cover that, you know, so it's okay. So all that's the same. Okay. So this is tricky. You want the cube root of that. So how would we do this? This is basically like this. You basically want this. So I would do 64 times 4 times p. Right, and remember you could underline the one that's a perfect, so it's this, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64, so you get 4 root 3 and then 4p. Yeah, and then this is the cube root. So this cubed, the whole thing cubed, would be equal to 256p. So it is equal to this. It has to be. Okay? It's kind of hard, I'm not going to lie, but you just got to think about it. Even I have to think about it, okay? And I've been doing this, practicing a lot more than you. Okay. Next one. Again, this is probably, have we learned this? Not directly, but we have, because you have to remember that a geometric series is defined as you always multiply by the same amount to get to here to the next term. So this is the first term. The second term would be 0.005x because you're multiplying by the same number. The third one is 0.005x squared, and the fourth one is, and the fifth one is 0.005x to the fourth. So that's your key right here. You want to set that equal to 50, and then I want to stop there because I think if you do that, you can solve it. So just don't give up on these type of problems. You have to think creatively and don't just look at it. Okay, so this is another example of what I'm talking about. I'll set you up here. The first term is -4. The next term is -4x because we don't know we're multiplying. The third term is, so we're adding all of these because it's a series, plus -4x squared. So the fifth term is equal to -4x to the fourth. So you want to set that equal to -1/4. Okay? And then you could work backwards, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Work backwards. Okay, here, since it's asking for 10, I would probably use the formula. Okay? So here's what I would say. N equals 10. A sub 1 equals 0.01. The ratio, what are you multiplying by? you're actually multiplying by 10 every time, so it's just 10. And then you could plug in that formula, okay? Okay, so 22 is, you just have to realize that, you see, I'm so used to familiar with twos that you see how this is the pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can just add all these up on the calculator. But that was the key insight, realizing that you're multiplying by 2 to get there, because 2 to the 7th equals 128. Okay? X-intercept occurs when y equals 0. So you, in this type of problems, all you want to do is set it to 0. So subtract 5 from both sides. Sorry, minus 5, minus 5. So x squared plus 4x minus 5 is 0. Then we could factor this. What is it? X plus 5, x minus 1. So our answers are negative 5 and 1. So it's going to be that. Okay? So the language is a little awkward, but you know how to do a lot of these problems. I promise you that, you know. Again, work backwards, multiply them out until they work, etc., etc. Okay, this is a tricky problem. Now, a sub 1 equals 3 halves. N equals 7. Now, how do we find what we're multiplying by? Well, it's 3 halves times 1/3. That equals 3/6, which is 1/2, so it has to be 1/3. R is 1/3. The ratio is, and plug in the formula, okay? Or just continually multiply by 1/3, you know, and you can just add them up on your calculator. Okay. Okay, this is, again, these seem like we haven't learned this, but it's just embedded. This is, you want to use synthetic division with, here's what I would do, negative 3, 1, 17, 84, 108. And it's just saying what's left at the end. This is always opposite of the factor, so 1, 9. What is that? 54 plus 3 is 57. So you multiply this, you get okay, so something is not right here. Let me go back and see. Negative 3. Oh, duh. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go back. So the setup's right. I just made a silly mistake. But this minus this is 14. There we go. 14 times 3 is negative 42. So you get 42. Yeah. So you're going to see that this is negative 126. So we have negative 18 left over, so it has to be that. So that's how you go about doing that. This problem, you want to factor it as x plus 1, x plus 4, divided by 7x parentheses x plus 4. Because this multiplies to this. Now, this cancels, so it's x plus 1 over 7x. So it has to be C. Okay? So come on, guys. This is not, we did harder stuff in class. Honestly, we have. You just got to get used to this this weird language and all that stuff, you know. It's just, you got to ask yourself, what strategy do I got to use and all that. Okay, again, there's nothing you could do here. You cannot simplify this anymore. You cannot factor it, so it's just that one. Not too bad. So, guys, so, I can't do the whole test with you. Okay, now, again, 32 is weird, but you want to make it like this. 4, 1, 4, negative 20, negative 48. Right, and work backwards, and your remainder is always going to be over x minus 4. So, again, you want to put negative 1 here, 3, 4, negative 6, 9, and see what's going to be left at the end. Negative 3, 1. Right, so we add it, we have 16 left at the end, it has to be 16, okay? So we did cover that, guys. That's good stuff. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. Okay, this one, yeah, this is a weird problem, okay? But the key to doing this is to make it 2 parentheses, 2x, and then parentheses 5x minus 12 over 12 minus 5x. Now, I don't know how to. The best way I can explain this is this. Like, look at the relationship between this and this. It's kind of like 3 minus 4 over 4 minus 3. It's going to be negative 1. 5 minus 3 over 3 minus 5. That's going to be negative 1. So, I mean, the way I look at it is just, I just know right away this divided by this is negative 1, so it has to be negative 2x. It has to be the whole answer. Again, so that's a weird problem, but that's the way I look at it. The mathematical way to do it officially is, because you want to be technical, is, so what I'm really doing is this. Negative 1 parentheses, right? This is basically what I'm doing. And then I have 2x. Right? Because that forces this to work. And then you get that, so it has to be that. So, discard. Okay, so you want to use synthetic division here. We did cover this, guys. So, put the opposite 1. Okay, there's no 4 thing, so you have to put 0. That's a tricky part, guys. I'm not going to lie, that's tricky. And then 1, negative 4. Then you want to do it, okay? Then you want to perform the division and see what you get. But remember, we had to fill in that 0 because you always have to get it in order. So that's a tricky one. And I'm glad that that was there because you have to remember that. Okay, discard. Okay, so if you draw a graph here, 10 zeros right here, 4 zeros right here. So it's on the line x equals y equals 0. Okay, it's just this line basically. So no height, or basically y is always 0, guys. Look, y is 0 here, y is 0 here, so it has to be that. Common sense, guys, common sense. 40. The hard part is setting up the equation. I'm going to call the width x, or w, and this is going to be 5 plus 1/2 w. So w times 5 plus 1/2 w equals 72. Alright, then you got to do some work. So you get 5y plus w squared over 2. Multiply everything by 2, you get 10y plus y squared equals 72. With some rearrangement, you're going to get y squared plus 10w minus 72 equals 0. Look, and you could use a quadratic formula or whatever you need to do. Yeah, you should remember how to do this, guys. This is just a review. So you want to find the slope first, which is m. That is equal to 5 minus 3 over 4 minus 1, which is equal to 2/3. So y equals 2/3 x. 5 minus 3 is 2. What the heck? Okay, yeah, so guys, look at this problem. M equals 2/3. I know my slope is 2/3. So it can't be this, can't be that, can't be that, it has to be that. That's why these multiple choice tests are kind of silly, because they don't really test true knowledge, they test how many tricks you know. And why do you have multiple choice tests? Because it's easier to grade. That's the only reason why. Right? Okay, yeah, the best way to do this is when you plug in 0, when x equals 0, y equals -4. So it has to be this one. It can't be this one because it's not going down. Okay? So that's that. Alright, so guys, the test is pretty repetitive. I'm just going to do a couple more with you. This one, you have to remember that like 2 to the -3 equals 1 over 2 cubed, which is 1 over 8. So the key, if you realize that, the problem is really easy. That equals 2 to the -3. So x minus 3 equals -3. So x equals 0. Okay, so I mean, this is a lot of practice. See how much, I mean, this is about over 100 questions, I think. Yeah, let me do this. I'm going to do like a couple more, honestly. So my slope right here is 13 minus 3 over 2 minus 7. So it's 10 over -5, -2. So my slope is -2, so it can't be this, can't be that. Okay, so y equals -2x plus b. Now let's substitute these points. So this is my x, this is my y. 3 equals 2 times 7 plus b. 3 equals 14 plus b. So what the heck happened here? Guys, I think I made a mistake. Let me just go backwards. Or maybe the answer choice is wrong, but your slope is definitely 13 minus 3 is 10. 2 minus 7 is -2. Okay, so that's right. Okay, now y equals, I didn't put the negative, so let's plug in this. Yeah, it should be, guys, it should be y equals -2x minus 11, which is not there. So they screwed up. It should be this with a negative. I'm sure that's right because I double checked it. I'm sure that's right. Yep, that's right. They're wrong. I'm right. Okay, so just that's how you do those ones. And do I want to for something like this is a hard problem, but guys, what I would do is just continue to plug in numbers, because who wants to do all the messy algebra? So what I would realize is that, maybe 16 is a good guess because it has a square root. So 16 over 8 plus, let's see if that works. That's 2 plus 4. Oh, that equals 6. So again, you see how we could do this the whole long algebra way, or just plug in until it works. Use the multiple choice test to your advantage. Okay, so something like 86, it's like, you know how to do, you just have to get everything on one side. So 2x squared plus 4x minus 6 is 0. And then use the quadratic formula. Okay? Or you can divide everything by 2. You get x squared plus 2x minus 3 is 0. And you could all do that problem. So I'll leave it there. We haven't really gone over that. Okay, again, this one, I really want you to get these type of problems because it's kind of in disguise. You have to do a little bit of work. Negative 2x plus 3x squared. So I'm going to get 3x squared minus 2x minus 1 is 0. Now you're ready to do the quadratic formula. So just rearrange it and you'll be okay. So it's something like this. It's just saying where do they meet. I mean, that's literally this point right here, so it's easy to figure out. What else do I want to do? Okay, so this problem right here, I would multiply everything by root x. So I get x equals 14 root x. Square both sides. X squared equals 196x. Divide both sides by x. So that's the official way to do it mathematically. Okay, so I just wanted to go over those ones because you can all do pretty well on this. We've done the probability. Okay. So this one, remember the vertex is 1 comma negative 1, and it's going down. So it's probably choice D. Okay. So keep doing that, please. Give me good responses. That'll really help. And then please submit your answers here. Okay, because I'm going to be grading it. You know, I can give you really good feedback. I'm not just going to give you the answers because that's just cheap. You can get a perfect score the second time without knowing what you're doing. So you're going to submit your responses. Try to do all of them, and then you could submit it as many times as you'd like, but I'm not going to give you the responses. You have to figure out what you did wrong, you know. It's not going to tell you the right answer. All right? So good luck, and please be respectful to the sub. Thank you.